Yeah, Hittites, Imperialists, hard. What are the victory conditions? Power, armies and fleets, city population. I could get both of these. Power tax, I can absolutely get that. Space on the map, difficult. Captured cities, wealth. So armies, fleets, and city pop. Also power tax, fine. Playing on Scholar as the Hittites, the mighty Hittites. Please give me cheap flags on grasslands, I desperately need them. Let's save the rest of the food. I do need to keep on flagging east, I don't need the sea tile. It gives me nothing. Fur clothes! Get all hill flag ticks, I'll get a free river tile flag, yes. Most expensive one, please. The one to the southeast. This one. Let's flag that. Glorious. And let's get nothing as far as texts are concerned. Onwards. To glory. I'm still at a huge disadvantage. Dairy farming? Do I have enough grassland tiles to warrant this? Yes, I do. I desperately need it and I need it now. Cheaper flagging of rivers, please. It's absolutely crucial that I get that. Fine, let's go for the plains over here, so that I can secure as much as humanly possible. I need all that food, and I need it now. I'll flag the hills, the sea, and so on further down the line. Set the family. A free plains flag, all nomadic tribes. As lovely as nomadic tribes are, that's not the way to go. Getting this, and getting power in plains to be able to secure that. Can't get the cheaper river flags, unfortunately. Going downstream through here. I can make flagging plains cheaper, a bit. Fine, more food. I desperately need the food. Give it to me. Presumably the Canaanites will contest this and then I'll win. Yes, they contest this and I win. All according to plan. Place 3 flags on rivers for all river flag tags. I think it's a little late for that. It's very late for that. I can get crop rotation. I don't have that many plain tiles. Remember, these are plain tiles. I only have 3, but it's better than nothing. Give me the food and give me the food right now. Let's also make it cheaper to flag additional plain tiles. Or should I make that rivers? There are still river tiles out there that I might choose to flag. Although, unfortunately, I can't get power in them. So that's questionable. And I did get power in plains instead. So let's focus on those silly plains. Onwards to glory. Whatever is within my territory, surrounded by it, will be very easy to acquire further down the line, but I do need to get these highly contested precious tiles. Alright, place 5 flags in one turn for a flag tag, all get a free hill flag. Hell yeah. Let's get that hill. How about power in rivers. Oh, I see. No one has power. Actually, Assyrians. The Assyrians don't have power in rivers. Not sure if that actually applies to everyone, but they don't have power in rivers, and thus I can plop down the flag right there. And get it. This river tile will also not be contested. Same goes for this sweet little plain flag. Yes, I ought to plop down cities here and there to make flagging cheaper, and of course to benefit as much as I possibly can from what my faction excels at, but I guess I'll do that next turn or something. Mill wheel, build a city on plains. For a plain yield tech, all smelting bronze. For river power techs, I will not have 3 cities on rivers anytime soon. Even as this faction, I will not have 3 cities on rivers anytime soon. Or ever. Fine, that plain city come in handy. I will get a yield tech off of the plains. In that case, might as well make flagging. There aren't that many left to flag, although is it worth it? Is it? I don't think it is. Give me food off of those plains. That's what I want. And now I can cheaply flag quite a lot. Not necessarily the desert. The desert remains largely unexplored. I could get plenty of food next time, but I'd rather save up my money and get an army sometime soon as well. This is about the time the enemy factions may deploy something or another, but thankfully the barbarians would have to trek a decently long way, so they're not about to do it. Build a city on hills for the hill yield tech, or place 3 flags on the desert for all desert flag techs. The water skins do make sense in this context, because people don't seem to be contesting the desert. But now, of course, I have to have the discipline, find it in myself, not to buy these ludicrously expensive flag techs and instead get them through honest flagging. How about I get wealth off of hills? If I do that, then I ought to also have the decency to actually flag those hills. Yes, but I obviously want the plains over here, and I wanted to get as many of those desert tiles as I can possibly get my hands on, so that's also a temptation of mine right now. And while I'm at it, no, let's flag some hills. That's my wonderful advantage. Let's flag some of those hills, and if I do not get all of this, like all of the desert, I can always send an army over there and just wrest it off of enemy hands. I was about to say that neither of us gets it, but the Babylonians had more tiles surrounding, so they've won the contest. 2 food per river, all Crescent power tag. 2 food per river, please. Give me all that food. Plus 16. That's not insignificant. Now I can get more signs of rivers, which I shall. That's 8 every single turn. I may very well deploy an army to help flag or to contest, to possibly mess with the Babylonians, who are doing surprisingly well. Or perhaps, if you're savvy enough, unsurprisingly well. Either way, they are doing well. Let's get all the hills, and then and only then flag the desert here and there. There we go. Desert flag techs have been acquired. And let's defensively flag around the edges, because the inner territory will be mine. It'll not get flagged by the opposition, by my competitors over here. So you flag on the edges, and if you get that, you can then get whatever's within. But of course, often enough, flagging on the edges is risky, because that can get contested and you can get nothing. But if you flag down the middle, then eventually that'll become the edge as well, they get nearer and nearer to you. Market Town, conquer a grassland space, all stone cutting. Get wealth off of all those hill tiles. I'm not about to conquer. As much as I like the idea, but I would like to claim the wealth. Plus 27 wealth for all those lovely hills that I have under my control. What shall I spend my science on? And some lovely yields, I presume. Presumably of the river wealth variety. That gives me quite a bit every passing turn. I am not pumping power. That is a fool's errand to a certain extent, I guess. And flagging the desert somehow isn't. Let's deploy another army over here and mess with the Babylonians. Messing with the Babylonians also might be a fool's errand. Oh, I'm sorry, that would be a new city entirely. Wouldn't be the worst of ideas, though. To have a lovely little city here, defend the territory, make it easy to flag. I'll keep building cities around the perimeter of my empire, or soon-to-be empire. The Babylonians deploy an army over here, but they're not defending this tile that well, are they? Well, except for the fact that they have a mighty city over there. So indeed they are. Place 10 flags in one turn. That is not going to happen. Or double your knowledge yield. That may happen. Possibly. Unlikely though it may be. Plenty more wealth. 14 each turn. Yes, please. Do I grow the city or do I continue expanding down the desert? I get some wealth off of the desert. It's not like I get nothing. Although upgrading cities is quite an expensive affair. But yes, let's go whole hog as far as the expansion to the desert is concerned. That's what I want out of life. These wretched arid wastes. Oh no, the Assyrians are coming to get me. I might have to move north to defend against the Assyrians because they're threatening my territory. Place 3 flags on the sea to get all sea flag tags. All conquer the hill space. I'm not gonna conquer hill space anytime soon. Let's get galleys instead. And of course, let's desperately try to defend against the mighty Assyrian army. By pumping power like crazy. Okay, maybe not that much. How about I get fall power? How about I try that? Is that enough? I guess we shall see. Instead of aiming for yields, I could also get, say, power in rivers. Just to play it safe right here, right now. Defensively flagging this desert tile to head further south. A decent bit of wealth will go to waste, but I can't easily recruit an army and hope that'll help. Now can I? Not quite yet. So I am wasting a bit of wealth. I could reduce the waste. It's not any cheaper, but I could spend 15 wealth to do that and save the tiniest of bits. Right, let's go. Of course, that in itself is an expenditure, which means I'll have less next turn because I've spent money on reduction of waste. Is this okay? Is this enough? I haven't overdone it, okay? Fall is absolutely enough. Could have gone for less. And now I could conquer. Should I choose to? Druids. To get more science over time. Oh, double the food yield. That could happen. Should I get some food out of the desert? And it's better to reduce waste this way than not to reduce it at all, I guess. I can't proc the druids this turn. And if I can get these benefits all too quickly, and I might as well ignore them, at least for now. Well, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I won't get it again, but yeah, I think I'll ignore that. All things considered, I don't think it's worth it. Knowledge off of hills doesn't sound half bad. Although, food out of grasslands is the way to go. That's 14 every single turn. Let's go for that immediately. I am messing with the Assyrians. Fine, let's go to 5 power. And let's continue flagging that blasted desert. I will get more armies soon enough. I should get more cities soon enough, I guess. I could trade for food. Should I choose to do that? But no, I think I'll save that wealth. Soon enough, I'll eliminate power waste as much as I can. Should also consider flagging the sea to get those sea flag tags. To be able to more easily flag the sea. I defend over here, attack over there, and thus I conquer. Currency or that Desert Explorer for a free desert tag, desert flag. Or I could get some wealth reduction should I double my well field, which sounds quite difficult. Is it impossible? Not if I go for more desert yields and get more money out of my citizens. I could hypothetically do that. But the desert flag is of immediate use to me. So let's take this over doubling the knowledge yield, which isn't going to happen anytime soon. Practice, plop down the flag. Even if I lose a contest over there, it won't be that big of a hit. I have no cities in the area, so I might as well build a tiny one over here. And then obviously continue flagging. As I am all too often want to do. What else do I want? Presumably more wealth every passing turn to be able to spend it on armies and power and such. Can't put that army anywhere. Fine, in that case reduce waste. And keep on pushing. You might just overwhelm them. Especially with all that power in rivers. Will I lose the contest? Yes, the Babylonians have some power in the desert apparently. Right, the Assyrians have decided to move, and thus I ingress into the territory. I could conquer plain space. That's unlikely. These are the plains, not the grasslands, mind you, not the rivers, the plains. Or I could go for archers to get more power. That's quite possibly the way to go. I need to bolster my defenses over here. And I might as well get another army, even though that puts me at a sizable disadvantage in terms of how much power I'm generating this turn. But we'll see. Even if I lose these tiles, that's not exactly the end of the world. As undesirable as it may be otherwise. Find power in the deserts. A power tech has been acquired. And let's get more science out of every single grassland tile, of which I have plenty. I'm not even about to lose any. If there's anything I'm about to lose, that's instead river tiles, which are arguably significantly more precious. Oh, I see, I'm not getting archers this turn. I should have gotten archers, shouldn't I? Fine, hold on. Which means I won't be able to recruit that army. Fine, getting archers. Pumping power. Getting power in the desert. Science out of grasslands. A reasonably wise choice, I think. No, it's not, because I haven't moved my army. Once again. Proc the archers. Move the armies. Power in the desert. Grassland knowledge yields. 100% spent here. Bada bing, bada boom. And that. Somewhat wise, I guess. We'll see. Should be able to defend, but at what cost? There's quite a precise answer for that. Reasonably high cost in terms of money. And I should also threaten some tiles. Yes, mostly from the Babylonians, not from the Assyrians, who have become the most powerful faction. I can use the goldsmith to keep on receiving money every single turn. Let's go with that. Move over there, swoop in to defend, and fortify immediately. Better yields. But of what sort and where from? Let's get more knowledge of a variety of places. Also, obviously, more desert tiles. More of these silly little desert tiles. A lot of power is going to waste, as unfortunate as that is. Swooped in to defend, but that means that I am not threatening the Babylonians any longer. Will they swoop in to defend? Because if they do, it's going to be most unfortunate. Oh, I actually lose that desert tile. I defend here, I should threaten. I threaten back, and I am obviously threatened by the Babylonians. All desert yield text to half movement cost across the desert. That sounds incredibly useful. I should also start getting, say, more science over the desert, because I have 21 tiles of it. It's quite a few. Do I reduce power waste or get another army? Let's get another army. Move in to defend. And keep on flagging. I will grow my city soon enough. Actually, I will presumably just plop down additional ones as well. Soon. Soon. Not quite yet, but soon. I think. Better yields of the single forest tile. Fine. I'll soon enough proc a number of opportunities. If I live long enough, yes. And if I actually remember to take care of that. I get both of these contested and I lose them. I do defend, however. And I do kick the Assyrians out of the fruit orchard to keep receiving food. All horseback riding to make movement cost across grasslands cheaper. Sounds incredibly useful. Let's take that. Desert wealth absolutely trumps food off of the grasslands. Check this out. 23 wealth every single passing turn. 23 wealth more. And since I'm not threatened this particular turn, I may very well reduce waste instead of pumping power. I can maintain a nice crisp 2 power that way. I'll go all the way up to a whopping 3. Fine, let's build a little city over here for defensive purposes. I know it's a river tile, but it's better to actually remain in control of it as a city than to lose it as a river tile. This is the hot spot. All the armies are here. I do not end up conquering, I do end up getting threatened, but I made my point. I can now get the barracks. It will be cheaper to get each point of power. I love this upgrade. I don't have that much power, granted. Will I be able to defend? Will I actually have enough to defend? Even if I lose some, that doesn't matter because this will eventually pay off a decent bit. Two, two, three. Fair enough. Could have just reshuffled these guys around, wouldn't have made a difference, would have been the same cost. Now what do I want? Additional food, I guess. Off of all the bountiful grassland tiles. Which makes movement across grassland cheaper. Hold on, let's do this again. First this, then the barracks. I've procced 2 opportunities. If I had the precious Annus Memorabilis, that would have procced. But alas, alas. The few times you get that sort of thing to happen, you don't have that particular opportunity on hand. Let's fortify by getting power in grasslands. Pump power. Grow this little city. To provide me with a smidgen more protection. I know the Canaanites are ingressing into my territory, taking a desert town and so on, but I'll beat them back, right? I should be able to. Now granted I threaten here, but presumably I should deal with the Canaanites. We shall see though. Have movement cost across islands all. Get more power. Power it is. Hill yields. Let's also build a nice little city here, obviously to fortify. 3 power, do I get another army? Doesn't sound half bad. I could also get a fleet. Wouldn't be too terrible either. Cheap little fleet. They can go downstream, you know. They can end their turns on river tiles, not just the sea tiles. And let's pump power to 6 just to be on the safe side. I managed to defend, the Assyrians swoop in, and now they threaten. Should I head on back over there to defend? Quite possibly. Own most of the river tiles, or conquer a desert space. Conquering a desert space sounds more likely. The Babylonians are doing a smidgen too well, but I don't think there's much I can do to stop them at this point. However, this might just be the beginning of the end. Fine, let's pump the power instead of recruiting yet another army. Although if I recruit another army, what should happen? I'll have significantly less power, so let's not, at least for now. What about knowledge then? Anything useful I can spend it on? I could hypothetically get seals, and I presumably ought to. Even more wealth, please. The Babylonians move back, as do the Assyrians, thank goodness, so I managed to defend. And now I'm threatening, so presumably they'll try to swoop in, but I also need to deal with the Canaanites from the west. Epic poem, I could hypothetically try to eliminate the Canaanites. It would be a risky proposition. All own 3 cities in the desert to get a power tech. Tempting. But no. Alright then, let's go for more science each passing turn, more knowledge. And deploy additional armies. Growing cities for defensive purposes, obviously. And building new ones, once again, for defensive purposes. Pumping power for defensive purposes, yes, possibly. I defend, I do not conquer, do I? New opportunity, beer! All crossbows. I reject both of these. Alright. Let's get some additional yields, obviously. Can't quite get another army. Just defend what I have over here. And I should just move my army over there. I do have the Epic March. I'll proc it. With that Epic March, I can begin conquering the desert. And some hill tiles. This also gives me +1 power. And I can bring that to a whopping 10. I'm not sure that is the way to go. In fact, I'm quite confident that is not the way to go. The Canaanites have 3 power though. Why would I bring 10? Canaanites have 5 on a unit. How threatened am I here? The Babylonians have about 12. So all I need is 6, let's say a 7. I don't need the rest, so I'll save the rest. Let's keep on building those tiny, tiny cities. Look at this, nice little grid over here. Unfortunately, the pattern does not continue further. Fine, let's reduce waste the tiniest of bits. The Elamites and the Babylonians are fighting over here. I defend this tile. Should threaten there. Do I defend that? I threaten here. The Canaanites, of course, remain a threat. I could disband an army. I never will do that. Reduction of food waste sounds tempting. The Babylonians have 4 victory points. How? Oh, because they have the power tax and they have the city population. That is horrifying. Grow this city for defensive purposes, obviously, every time. And let's pump the power. I could recruit another army. I don't think I necessarily need 11 power, although it would help. Fine, deploy an army over here. Pump power to 7. Might be the time to start investing in all those power techs that are so cheap for me. Say power in grasslands, some more of that, and some more power in plains. Won't hurt, it'll help me fortify. It'll help me not get threatened in the first place, which is also quite important, isn't it? I remain at 7 power, even though I recruited an army. Do I manage to conquer a desert tile? Yes, I have managed to do so. And for that I receive my reward, the resources. I can trade more favorably for knowledge, or I could get the zoo, which grants me a victory point. That would be the first victory point I'd get. If I get squeezed out by the Babylonians, I just lose over here entirely. Thus, positioning my troops here is extremely risky. They have to survive. They have to defend. If they don't defend, they get crushed and they die. And if your troops die, needless to say, you are on the back foot and you are just likely to lose. So it's a risky maneuver for me to put them in such a precarious position, consciously, to just leave them there, assuming that I'll have enough power. I should have enough power. As far as I can tell, I will have enough power. But ultimately we shall find out, shan't we? If I save up science this turn, I'll have enough. Almost enough to get more wealth out of my citizens next turn. Fine, I would have to drop down to 9 power, but surely that won't just outright kill my army, now will it? Let's hope it doesn't. I see the Babylonians have decided to swoop in over here. They have also given up on me, but I do defend, right? I do defend, and I do conquer. The tiniest of bits. Sewer system, grow a city to size 8. Too expensive. Or get the pikemen for more power. Power sounds quite tempting. I'll have some of that, please. Let's also get more wealth every passing turn. That also pleases me as a concept. Let's just leave them here. It's a nice enough spot. Oh, and I've conquered to the north. Fine, I might as well reposition my armies over here to conquer some more. The Canaanites can't be everywhere at once, now can they? I really should focus on getting those victory points. Fine, a little city over here on an island, bringing my population up. Should get those desert yield tax. And I will be able to do so next turn. I see the Babylonians have moved over there, so I have enough power to conquer all 4 of these tiles, don't I? Yes! They're all mine. Hard one piece. Don't be threatened for 3 turns, that is unlikely. All the palace for straight up victory points. I'm in 3rd place with no victory points to my name. However, I will get plenty of food, and now moving across the desert is cheap for me. Finally. I needed that a while ago. Build a tiny little city over here. And reposition my troops. This will be difficult to conquer for my opponents, since they presumably have to spend plenty of money to move across the desert, whereas I can just swoop in and take stuff from underneath their noses. Let's deploy yet another army. I would love to be able to move this tiny little boat, but I cannot. It's stuck though, for the foreseeable future. But that's okay, right? It'll do just fine. Oh, and let's build a neat little city right over there. A tiny little city. Giving me a tiny bit of money. Obviously I have plenty of power, so I conquer. Yes, and I threaten here. Magnificently. I really need to focus. Yes, I really need to focus on those victory points. Look at these guys. They might just win soon enough. Camel riders, full more power. 200, 200, 200. That's expensive. 200 food will be difficult to get for these. Maybe I should begin trading for food. Well, yeah, maybe I should. Maybe I should. It is at this point that I have to ask myself an important question. Do I want to beat up on the weaklings and try to destroy the Canaanites, or do I want to fight the Babylonians who are the strongest of them all? Or do I just want to mess with everyone here and there? That's also an option, apparently. Yes, I could grow a city over here. I could build a city over there. I think building a city is a better choice. And just like that, I got some victory points for the number of citizens. Give me some more food so that I can feed those citizens. I'm tempted to get more power attacks, but presumably I should get them in places that I already have plenty of power in. If I trade for food, I will not get to 100. Sorry, I will not get to 200 next turn, so might as well not bother, arguably. Maybe I should focus on deploying more armies. After all, I do get victory points for that. And I almost have enough spaces on the map. As soon as I get 2 more armies, I can just win. So I could aim for spaces on the map and armies, alongside the citizens that I already have. Oh look, I am threatened by the Canaanites, of all people. The courthouse to no longer waste wealth, all the mercenaries to get that push in terms of power for a single turn. I'll get the courthouse, I don't want to waste wealth. How much power do they have? They have 26 from 2 units, so that's 14 each. I could get to 14 myself. And you know what? I might as well build a tiny little city over here to have even more citizens, better yields, and so on. What I need is another army, but let's also defend. For obvious reasons, I want to retain my territory. And I want to conquer some more. Should get some power in deserts, but alas, I do not have the resources, not quite yet. Let's leave it at that. I defend. I've massively overpumped, and now I threaten. Horse archers for more power, or the Odyssean voyage for more power. How about no more power, and instead just save up? I could try to get victory points off of the zoo or the palace. Also try to pump my power all the way up to... how much is that? 18? That is not about to happen. Not anytime soon. I guess getting fleets might be cheap enough. I am threatened over here. I'm about to lose territory, so I presumably should get on top of that. Handle that situation. I may also threaten though. Getting another fleet wouldn't be half bad. Could help me mess with the Canaanites the tiniest of bits. Plus another city, please. And of course some more power. Do I aim for more power tax? They are a victory condition after all. I could get a single point off of them. Instead of aiming for the spaces on the map, which are difficult to acquire. Just need one more army all fleet. And possibly just some power tax, and that'll be it. So I could get a fleet next turn, get some power tax right now, and be done with it. Power in cities, power at sea, in the hills. Shall we fight them on the islands? I don't know. Possibly power in the forests and in the islands, and that gives me victory points all of a sudden. Fancy that. A single victory point, but it's better than nothing. Now I just need to recruit an additional fleet next turn, and that's it. That's all I need to get all the victory points necessary to prevail, right here, right now. I can even lose some territory and still be perfectly fine. Golden Age, the Temple Complex, none of this matters. I'm in first place, and all I need to do is get a second fleet. Now, if I desperately want to, I can also defend against the Canaanites. But that's thoroughly optional. Give me some more power in plains. And wealth out of my wonderful forests. That's about it. Oh, and let's buff this up so I can manage to defend. Can't even reposition my troops, but I don't need to because I have enough victory points, don't I? And they will not manage to take that away from me. I do manage to defend everywhere. And thus I have prevailed, as the Hittites.
Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
3 victory points of the Colossus, so 9 armies and fleets. 3 victory points of the pyramids, so 30 city population. 1 victory point of the Temple of Artemis, so the power tax the Babylonians had. The pyramids and the Temple of Artemis, so city population, power tax. The Assyrians had power tax and city population. The Elamites only had city population, and the Canaanites had nothing. They were in dead last the entirety of the game. Somehow I've managed to come back and prevail. Thanks for watching, and you will see me elsewhere.